Hello, YouTube. I've missed you. I hope you miss me. Anyway, today is going to be what I think will be a rather short video, but there will be a longer video accompanying it if you people are interested. So I was having a discussion with this acquaintance of mine, and we're not that well acquainted. We're only friends of friends, but she posted something on her Facebook wall that said something along the lines of Disney was being racist. And there were so many females that were white and Eurocentric in origin, but not that many that were other people of color. And she went on this whole argument that I might address later if, again, you guys are interested in that. But there was one part in her response to my response to her that I found quite troubling, and she linked me to this article titled "Why Reverse Oppression Can't Exist." And as you might have guessed, it was written by a feminist. So, this article states that while you can discriminate against men, you can discriminate against cisgendered people and white people, you cannot claim it as oppression because oppression is pervasive. It's deeply ingrained in society. It restricts people from doing certain things, and it follows a hierarchy. Like, there are certain groups which have more power than others, and the dominant power, or the group who happens to be at the top of the chain, gets to define where people get discriminated. Many of you will already see the parallel, but if you can't, let me give you a hint. Karl Marx. That's right, this is Marxism at its finest. And there's nothing wrong with Marxist philosophy, and it's not necessarily wrong in some cases, but it is not applicable in many cases because at least most people's general understanding of Karl Marx is very simplistic, I find. And yeah, he does talk about hierarchies and the dominant power and etc., but at the same time, we know now that societies often don't operate this way. There are instances where people are discriminated against. There are instances where that exact group of people have some sort of advantage that normal people don't. Here in North America, at least, I can say for sure that people of color are privy to certain privileges that white people are not. They are allowed to have certain scholarships or job opportunities that white people would not have available to them. You know, this is the sort of thing that I think feminists really don't like to talk about. I will concede that there are some forms of discrimination that are more popular, more mainstream than others, but I maintain that irrespective of whether or not these forms of discrimination will cause oppression of a certain group, it's still wrong. I mean, you discriminate against women in your hiring practices, that's wrong. But if you discriminate against men in the same way, in my opinion, that's just as wrong. And yeah, I know feminists are going to go jump on my back and say, well, women have been systematically oppressed in the workplace for the last who the hell knows how long, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. There's a history behind women being oppressed in the workplace. But that doesn't make the discrimination against men any less wrong, now does it? I think it's high time we should all just stop thinking about discrimination in such simplistic terms as oppressor class and the oppressed, because social interaction generally doesn't work that way. There are times where you will be the one in power, there are times where you have to be the one not in power. There are times where neither party is necessarily more powerful than the other, but because of social circumstance, discrimination does occur. We should all just band together and stop categorizing discrimination in the form of white privilege or cis privilege or this privilege or that privilege, because that really doesn't help the scenario. Now does it? That just turns away people who would otherwise want to help you because you're being overly hostile to them. That's what I think anyway. Thanks for watching, and may the truth always be heard. Peace.